name is Courtney, your host of the Black Dad Chronicles, and I want to thank everybody for joining the conversation as you guys have been doing over the last 2 months since I started this podcast. All the love and all the support has been great. But yeah, let's get into it. So this week is going to be a pretty quick podcast. I don't have really much to talk about, but I did have a subject that was on my mind after spending some time with my children this past week. So, growing up, if you missed out on some things when you were growing up, one of the things that a lot of people subscribe to do is, man, I'm going to give my kids a better life than what I had growing up. Or I'm going to give my kids everything that I couldn't possibly have when I was growing up. So, the one thing that I wanted more than anything when I was growing up was, it was a couple things. First, it was, Kit. I don't know if anybody who listen to this podcast are Knight Rider fans, but, wanted to have Kit, just as my personal assistant and car, but, that's fantasy. But the real thing that I really wanted more than anything was a father. My father wasn't around. He and my mom divorced when my sister and I were 4. And he died when we were 10. And we didn't really get a chance to spend a lot of time with him while he was here because he lived in Las Vegas. We lived in Detroit. So the thing that I wanted more than anything was a father. So my goal when I had kids was I'm going to give my kids what I didn't have, and that was a father. I always vowed that I would always be there for my children. Always vowed that no matter what, whenever I had kids, regardless of the relationship between me and their mother, I would always be there for my kids because that's the one thing that I didn't have and a lot of my friends didn't have. Now, I'm going to take you guys back a little bit. Right before I got married, my mom who I love dearly, shout out Mom Dukes, she was not too happy with the idea that I was getting married. As a matter of fact, on my wedding day, I threatened that I was going to leave her at home and she was going to miss my wedding, and I did not care because she was just acting that ornery about it. So, when I was younger, I told my mom that I would never leave her. And even though I was the oldest, I was the one who was still at home at the time I got married. Muff was in college. Duck was in the Marines, I believe. Yeah, he was in the Marines. So I was the only one still at home. And I was the one constant for my mother. I was there. I wasn't the man of the house because realistically, it was only she and I living at the house. So she was trying to convince me, oh, you don't have to get married. You can be a father from afar, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't because at this time, I had already decided I was going to join the Navy. I had already enlisted. And she was telling me, oh, you don't have to, you could live not in the same state as your kid and be a good father, blah, blah, blah. I was not buying or subscribing to that because that's not what I signed up for. Robin and I made a decision. We made the choice to get pregnant and have a child. So that's what we did. And I had to tell my mom, Mom, I love you, but if you want to keep acting like this, I'll leave you at home. And I was not, and I didn't feel bad about it because I felt like my mom was purposely trying to sabotage my wedding. So she ended up coming around. So, long story, to cut that story short, Robin and I got married after I got home from tech school, and boom, we've been married since. So she and I are, I forgot where I was going. Okay. So I decided that, I'm sorry guys, I decided that when we had kids, whenever I had a kid, I was going to be there no matter what. No questions asked. So that meant to me was Robin and I were going to get married and we were going to be a family. We're going to raise our family together like, couples should do. And a lot of people may say that's probably an old school way of thinking, but that's kind of what my thoughts were on the subject. I couldn't fathom being away from my child. I couldn't fathom that, especially seeing as though that the one thing that I wanted when I was a child was a father. I could not fathom not being there in my child's life. So CJ was born. We bought him a bunch of toys, a bunch of things. Same thing when Jasmine was born. Got, a bunch of things. And that's what it was. Just a bunch of things. And then start looking around saying like, wow, we got a whole lot of crap. So then Olivia was born. More crap. So my wife and I sat down. We had a conversation about 2 Christmases ago. And we decided that this year we were going to cut down the amount of things that we were going to get the kids for Christmas. Mainly because, we were just continuously piling things on, bringing things into the house, and we didn't have any room for them. So then that turned into me wanting to spend that money on not things, but like experiences for the kids, So whether it be taking them to the zoo, taking them to Pistons games, taking them to Tigers games, I made the decision that we were going to cut down on the things, the physical things that we bought them, and we were going to focus more on what kind of experiences we could give them. So one of the things that my mom did when we were growing up is she didn't buy us a lot of toys and things like that after we got a certain age, but she did try to save her money up so we can go on trips. Throughout the summer, we went to Cedar Point. I remember when SeaWorld Ohio was still available, still around. We went to SeaWorld in Ohio, because my mother wanted us to have that quality time together, and she wanted us to have memories that we could cherish. You get pictures and things like that. Toys only last for a short amount of time. Things, you get bored with things, but those memories that you make, you won't get bored with those memories. So, you got to get to know, and I did a podcast on knowing your kids, a while back, but you got to know, you got to get to know your kids. You got to get to know what they like, what things they're into. So because that's part of the bonding process. If you don't know what your kids like, if you don't know what your kids are into, how are you going to bond with them? Because they might reject the things that you're into. I can speak to that from example, from personal experience, I should say. For example, CJ and I don't bond over basketball. He likes basketball. I love basketball. He won't sit down and watch a game with me. He won't take my coaching on basketball. He just wants to watch it on his own time. He wants to watch it without dad's interference. But we don't bond over basketball. We do bond over video games. And we really only play one video game together. FIFA. We love soccer. I love soccer. CJ loves soccer. We bond with soccer. CJ and I can put on the PlayStation and turn FIFA on and play FIFA for hours. And that's the time that I'm talking about. Yeah, it's playing a video game, but you're also spending time making memories. So we also go to Pistons games. All 3 of my kids like the Pistons, So we've been to multiple Pistons games. I don't know, how that's going to work out next year with them moving downtown, because we live about 10 minutes away from the Palace of Auburn Hills. So it was great, right up the street. But, you got to find the things that you like to, like with Jasmine. I know that if I want to bond with Jasmine, all right, baby girl, where you want to go eat? You want some sushi? Let's go get some sushi, because she loves sushi. I also know I could bond with Jasmine over golf. Surprise, surprise. You never know what things your kids are going to be interested in. until you get interested in them. When I got back to playing golf about 3 years ago, I had no idea that my kids were going to be into it. I thought they would see it as boring. Nope. The first day I brought the clubs into the house, Jasmine was just enamored with them. Like, oh, Dad, what is this? What kind of club is this? What does this do? So explaining, the clubs, the irons, putter, all that jazz, golf balls, perfect golf balls. Explaining that to her is bonding time for us. We'll sit down and watch the Golf Channel, and she loves it. I love it. She loves it. She talks about golf. She wants to go to the driving range all the time. I sent her to our first golf camp last summer, which she loved. I was going to send her again this summer, but she broke her arm. I was actually going to have her play like I guess it wouldn't be AAU, but it's kind of like, rec golf, recreational golf, but it's for kids, and I was and it's a season, it's 2 months, and it just so happened she broke her arm doing cartwheels outside, so, she can't swing a golf club until next week, probably for another 2 weeks. But I was going to send her to golf camp because she found something that I liked, and we created a common bond over it. I know with Olivia, who is 6 years old, 6.5, she would correct me, but Liv just wants to sit down and watch TV and be cuddled all under me, and we could watch. If I watch her shows with her, she loves that. But she'll also sit up and watch my shows with me. I shouldn't just necessarily say my shows, but, she'll watch a TV show with me and just lay up under me on the couch. And that's her perfect way of bonding. Don't have to say nothing, nothing at all. She just laying there. I'm just laying there. And we watching TV. We could be watching, Anthony Bourdain. We could be watching, something on Netflix. We could be watching I, Jessie, which is a show on Disney Channel, the little Disney Channel shows that they like watching. But, that's how she and I bond. Now, fortunately, I can get all three of my kids to bond with me over video games. Like, what day was that? Friday night, I went to GameStop. I got rid of WWE. I got rid of NBA 2K17 because, I can only play that game up until like the season is over. Once the regular season is over, I'm bored with it. So I went to GameStop and was like, man, I want to look for something that I can play with the kids. Well, lo and behold, WWE 17 had just gone on sale Friday because the price had been like full price for like all this time, and the game came out in like October, and that's rare that games stay full price for that long, but WWE games usually do. So I saw WWE 17 was on sale, $27 because I'm a GameStop Pro Rewards member. So I traded in NBA 2K17. I also had an old Xbox 360 that I got from Meech when I helped him move. I traded that in. Boom. That covered the price of WWE. So I got WWE. I want to say I got it last Wednesday, but didn't crack it open till last Friday. So Friday, we were all just chilling. I got off work, worked until about 9:30. Sorry. Then I came home. The kids were just sitting around the house. Robin was doing the girls' hair. And once she finished Jasmine's hair, I was like, you know what? I'm bored. Yo, kids, I got WWE. Oh, Dad, yes. Y'all want to play it right now? Let's go play it right now. So we sat up, all four of us. Well, Jasmine actually ended up falling asleep, but, we stayed up playing WWE 2K17 till 2 in the morning. And it was fun. And that's one of the ways I can bond with the kids, One of the things Robin and I used to do, because I like nature. I like being outdoors. But we take them to the zoo. We had a membership to the zoo. It was probably like maybe 2 years ago at this point. 2015. So we were at the zoo all summer long. Because, let me see, it's 5 of us. So we got to buy an adult ticket for CJ now. So it's $12 a ticket for the adult. So that's $36. Then $7 for, kids. So what, 14 plus 36? That's $50. So instead of paying that $50, we just bought the membership, which was $65. Oh, look, my wife is calling me right now. Hold on. Hey, babe, you're on the podcast. Say hi to everybody.
Oh, wow, hi.
Yeah, I'm recording live now, so.
Oh, okay.
Everything good? Works good?
Yeah, works good.
Okay.
I say hi.
Oh, okay. I was just in the middle of telling everybody how, we spent the whole summer at the zoo a couple years back because we had the membership and stuff like that. Just stuff, different things to spend time with the kids. So, create memories so that they'll cherish them for later.
Oh, yeah. They had a lot of fun that year, too.
Yeah. You got anything else to input on that?
No, not necessarily. Just, make sure that you, like you said, you create memories as opposed to buying them stuff. The actual buying stuff, that's the things that can get broken, that can get stolen, that can get lost. But the memories that they have, they're going to remember those. So, the most important thing is making sure they understand the importance of family and spending time together.
Why, thank you, babe.
No problem.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. Yeah, I don't necessarily get a chance. Well, I do get a chance to talk to the wife quite often because she's always out on delivery. So she calls me every time she's out. But yeah, so, we spent the whole summer at the zoo that year. Just letting the kids be kids and have fun and let them not be consumed by, electronics, just sitting in front of the TV mindlessly doing nothing. I'll read with the kids. But I did want to tell you guys about an experience that we had this past Monday. So you guys know I'm a huge wrestling fan. I also co-host a wrestling podcast, Hit the Ropes Radio, on Wednesday nights. I am a huge wrestling fan, and my kids are wrestling fans too. So I've been to probably about maybe 7 or 8 live WWE events in my lifetime. I've taken CJ to 2. So CJ just was at his 3rd one, and Jazz just went to her 2nd one. But Olivia had never been to a WWE event. So this past week, SmackDown Live was here. They had a house show, and if you guys don't know what a house show is the shows that aren't taped, aren't shown on TV. So usually the wrestlers are more interactive with the fans. The crowd is usually at a smaller venue, so it's more intimate. The good guys always win at house shows. Always. They always win. So this was the first time that we took, that Liv got a chance to see wrestling live. And man, I just, was looking down on my baby girl, just enjoying it. I was in it. We went with some friends from church. CJ was into it, all of it, man. And it was just so fun. So fun because when you do that, like just the moment, just sitting there in the moment of spending time with the kids, just seeing them have fun, watching them just be in that element and enjoy themselves. That was such a beautiful thing. It was so wonderful that they were actually able to, that I was able to share that with them. And we kind of surprised them. Although, like I said, we went with some friends from church, and our friends Johnny and Rose, their daughter Samantha, kind of spoiled it at church on Sunday. But, they had fun. They had a good time. And because it was so close, Jazz was kind of studying it like I was. Because I like I like studying wrestling. I'm like I told you guys know I'm a nerd about certain things, and wrestling is one of those things. So Jazz, oh, that looks fake. Oh, you could tell that they're not hitting each other, but it's still so fun. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a great time, and she really, really enjoyed it and really, really had a great time. So, you know, you gotta get to know your kids. You gotta bond over common things that you have. You know. So right now, I want to take this time to say thank you to my sponsor, Relax by Jay Mace. You guys know I've been talking about his bracelets. Then since episode 3, I want to say, but he has good quality bracelets, beaded bracelets, and they are. I mean, he gets to. I don't know where he gets his beads from, but he puts together the most beautiful assortments that you could find, man. And it's not expensive. You know, everybody can't afford the gold, the diamonds, the blingy stuff, and a lot of people don't like wearing. Like I don't like wearing all that. I'd rather have one of these bracelets from my man Johnny Mason that I can color coordinate with the outfit that I'm wearing today. So find him on Facebook, Relax by Jay Mace. You can also follow him on Instagram. His Instagram handle is jmace300. That's capital J, capital M, ASEE 300 on Instagram, and you can see, you know, pictures of all his artwork there. So, yeah, man. Also, I want to give a shout out to Cake Couture. My girl Shania has her own cake business. She specializes in cakes, cupcakes, chocolate covered strawberries. She's available for weddings. She's available for corporate events. She's available for birthdays. Everything you can think of. You know, the holidays coming up. Memorial Day is this Monday. If you need some quick, you know, desserts for the barbecue, hit her up. 4th of July is coming not soon after. If you need some desserts for the barbecue, hit her up. And I also want to give her a very special shout out and congratulations, because she just got engaged a couple weeks ago. So congratulations to Shania Matthews at Cake Couture. Much love. Thank you for all your support. You can find her at couturecakery.com. Check out the menu. So I want to give a quick thanks to everybody who tuned in this week. And as always, you can always join. Wow, okay. As always, you can join the conversation. Hit me up on Twitter at BlackDadCron. Y'all got to let me know if you want me to try out a different Twitter handle, because, you know, I like it for Brandon, but I don't really tweet that much about fatherhood stuff. I tweet about the NBA, wrestling, you know, just random things. Well, maybe I should tweet more about, you know, fatherhood and articles I find and stuff like that. So you can join the conversation with me by hitting me up on Twitter at BlackDadCron. Hit me up on Instagram, Black Dad Chronicles. The Black Dad Chronicles Facebook page is always there. You can post some feedback, comments, concerns, likes. You know, you could join the conversation on iTunes by downloading the podcast wherever you can get your podcast, The Black Dad Chronicles. And one thing I just discovered on Google Play, if you're downloading the podcast on Google Play, you got to capitalize the T and the B in black, you know, the first letter of every word. You got to capitalize it or else it won't find it. You can always shoot me an email too. Y'all got an email y'all want me, a topic y'all want me to discuss on the show, just shoot me an email at blackdadcron@gmail.com. So, like I said, I just want to thank you guys, you know, all the love you guys have shown me. And remember, stay a part of the conversation, folks. Wherever you can get your podcast. If you know a dad that you'd like to, you know, nominate for me to put on the show to talk to tell their story, hit me up at any of those places that I just told y'all you can hit me up at. I'm gonna let this outro song ride out though, because y'all see I had the intro song, now I got an outro song too. Your boy trying to, you know, I'm trying to step it up, make my podcast, you know, more polished. That's why the delay for this week, it was, you know, just delayed by 2 days, but I'm just trying to